collision at New York's LaGuardia Airport overnight. You can see the jet. It's operated on behalf of Air Canada, tilted up in the air with its nose and cockpit destroyed. Now, officials say the plane had just landed. So think about that for a second. You think you're okay when it hit a fire truck that was crossing the runway. Both of the pilots, we're sorry to say, on this aircraft have been killed. Dozens of other people were hurt, though. Tom Hanson is on the scene. Tom, you wake up to this news, and it's hard to believe what you're seeing on television. Good morning to you. What can you tell us?
Hey there, Gayle. Good morning to you. It truly is unbelievable. Officials at LaGuardia Airport tell us that emergency response protocols were deployed immediately after this crash. Now, the airport remains closed until later this afternoon as investigators work to figure out what went wrong.
Emergency vehicles swarmed the runway at LaGuardia Airport in Queens, New York, after an Air Canada flight crashed into a Port Authority vehicle. The flight was arriving from Montreal and carrying 72 passengers and 4 crew when it hit the vehicle just before midnight. Before the crash, audio from the air traffic control tower reveals the controller had cleared the vehicle to cross the runway.
Truck 1 and Company, LaGuardia Tower, requesting to cross 4 at Delta.
Truck 1 and Company, cross 4 at Delta.
But then...
Stop, Truck 1. Stop. Stop, Truck 1. Stop.
The controller frantically calling for the vehicle to stop. Unfortunately, it was too late. Later, you can hear the controller talking about the incident with the pilot of a Frontier flight.
That wasn't good to watch.
Yeah, I know I was here. I tried to reach out to my stuff, and we were dealing with an emergency earlier, and I messed up.
No, man, you did the best you could.
These images show the front of the plane completely smashed and tilting in the air.
Sadly, the 2 pilots are confirmed deceased.
Earlier, the NTSB held a presser sharing that at least 40 people were hurt. 9 remain in the hospital. In a statement from the Port Authority, they say the rescue vehicle was responding to a separate incident when the crash happened.
And we also learned from that presser that emergency vehicle was actually responding to a United Airlines flight that reported an issue with odor. That's what the air traffic controller was juggling with when that flight aborted takeoff, Nate.
Tom, thank you. For more on what happened, let's go to senior transportation correspondent Kris Van Cleave. Kris, good morning.
Well, good morning. One of the things that stands out there is that plane inverted as it's sitting there. We believe that occurred during the evacuation as the center of gravity shifted as people were getting off the plane. Why that happened will certainly be part of the NTSB investigation. But let's talk about what this controller was doing. It appears this controller was juggling an awful lot of things by himself. The NTSB will want to understand, was he working alone in the tower last night? You had this United flight. It was taking off. It aborted its takeoff because of a warning light in the cockpit. The pilots then radioed the tower saying there was an odor in the cabin and they needed a gate. The controller then started working to try to get them a gate, was making phone calls. You can hear that in the recording. Then the pilot comes on and says, this odor has gotten worse. I have flight attendants reporting feeling ill. We are declaring an emergency. Please send fire trucks, and we may have to get off this airplane quickly. He was dealing with all of that, trying to get equipment to that airplane, get that airplane in a safe spot. While all that's going on, there's other activity going on around this airfield that he's managing, including clearing that fire truck to cross runway 4. Guys, it was only about a second or two before he realized his mistake and tried to stop that truck, repeating, stop, stop, stop. It just didn't happen in time. The NTSB is going to want to understand what the fire truck could see. Were they able to see that airplane bearing down on them? From the sake of the pilots, there wasn't a lot they could do. They had just landed. They were slowing the plane down. It was still going about 24 miles an hour, we believe. Back to you.
All right, Kris, thank you very much.